So it sounds like you unlock barriers that they might have to ensure that they can do what they do best without these barriers in front of them.
That's true. I mean, because in reality, for all of us, in terms of growth or change, we actually get in our own way more than anything else. And we have limiting beliefs. We have beliefs that we hold on dear to. And also, don't forget that very often we hold on to beliefs because we're getting something from that belief. We don't hold on to it just for no reason. Maybe it's habit, it could be habit, but we're getting something from holding that belief. But if that belief is holding you back, then it's about unlocking that and kind of helping somebody to realize that, if they keep on doing what they're doing and if they keep on believe what they're believing, then they're actually going to keep on getting the results. And they come to me because at some level or in some areas, they're not getting the results that they want to get. So it's really to help people to understand how they play out in the world. And we use different assessment tools as well. I mean, I do a lot of work around the whole area of emotional intelligence. And that's really to get people to understand, this is how you impact, this is how you're likely to impact other people. Because we're not the best judge of ourselves, because, I might not realize that, the way I communicate with people is actually having quite a negative effect upon them. I might think I'm communicating brilliantly. I might think that the way I'm behaving is actually having, a great impact upon people. But when you actually do assessments on emotional intelligence, also do assessments in terms of their leadership style, so that we get that's a 360, so we get feedback from different groups, is to actually get to kind of put a mirror up to people and say, listen, this is how your behavior is playing out with the people that you're connected to, that are part of the success, and particularly in your work area. You can also do it in their personal life, but let's confine it to the work area. So this is how these different groups that you're interacting with, this is how they see you. And very often you get people say, oh, well, they're just misunderstanding me. So, well, listen, that's beside the point, right? It's not up to them to change their opinion of you or their perception of you. It's up to you to actually change something about how you're behaving, so that you make sure that you're changing their perception of you. Because if you want to guide and lead people, they've got to believe that you are somebody that is worth following. But if they see a behavior in you that there's kind of just puts a distance between them and you, well, then it's up to you to make that change. It's not up to them to shift their opinion. You've got to do something that really counteracts how they see you and actually makes that shift. So this is all part of the conversation of kind of taking it bit by bit. So you go through it over a period of time to really help people to understand that, why they should change. And if they make that change, what are the consequences of those changes? So they become a more effective leader. They become a more effective manager. They become a more successful leader. They become a more successful CEO. And that ultimately is what you're trying to achieve. But it's also about helping them to understand, what is it that they want from their overall life. I mean, if you talk about success, Robert, for you, success for me, success for other people, can be completely different things. Right. So, is to actually get people to define what does success mean for them in different areas of their lives, not just in that single kind of job area. Because I'm not a fan of this kind of work-life balance thing, because I just think that's, for the birds. Because it's about your life.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the LA Business Podcast. If you like what we're doing on this podcast, please consider subscribing on Apple or Google Play, leaving a 5-star review, and sharing with your friends. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations for a guest you'd like to hear on this podcast, please email me, robert@brillmedia.co. Thank you. Have a fantastic day.